welcome back. We are here with Josh and Kayla. We are so excited. We're going to start off with just asking a few questions, and then we'll see how it goes. You guys ready?
Yep.
Sounds good.
All right,
Sounds
Sammy,
good.
start
Okay,
us off.
so the first question is, what is the best piece of advice you've ever gotten? One of you, I don't care which one goes first.
Do you want me to start? Kayla?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, I would have to say a good one that I got was just, you never know what somebody's going through, you know? So, like, it doesn't give people a right to, like, just treat you wrong. But, you know, in response, you don't know what they're going through because they could have their own, like, family problems,
Right.
situational problems with friends, money, stuff like that. So, like, if somebody was to, like, lash out at you for some reason, for one, we're called to turn the other cheek and love regardless. But at the same time, you could be upset, oh, I was late to work by 5 minutes today. Now I'm all flustered, but the person that you're talking to is probably lost their job. You don't know. They could have lost their job. They could be having a loved one in the hospital. So you never know what people are going through. And it's crazy because even the people who put on smiles, go through things and you never know. And some people just won't even tell you. And just smiling or saying hi to somebody in the grocery store. And in some situations, some people even like pray for people. Like, can I pray for you? And that could make somebody's day and turn somebody towards Christ, which obviously we can't save someone, but it plants that seed, just knowing that as Christians, we just, we're there for people and we want to love people and pray for people. And then that just shows them that there's something different in us than the rest of the world, So it's just like, what do they have that I don't have that I want? And then that just opens the door to like share the gospel and the good news. So just treating everybody with love and respect and the love that Christ shows us every single day,
Right.
because you just never know who you come into contact with. And that's just one that stuck with me my whole life.
Yeah.
So.
And I just feel like that's so good, especially with all of the crap that's going on right
Yeah.
now. Like, there's just so much, and I just feel like that is so important.
Yeah.
And that's like super important to me because I just feel like I'm such a judgmental person. But like you said, I just need to realize they're God's kids too. Like,
Yeah.
He loves them just as much as He loves me. So.
For real, yeah, because I know, like, with my job, I work at a pharmacy. So, like, I deal with people who are, and it's like a healthcare business, so I deal with patients and customers who are, like, mean. They're, like, mean, and they're not happy, or if their medicine's not ready, they're upset. But then I have to step back and look at, like, I'm not the one getting medicine for me. They're getting medicine for them or a loved one. So it's like every time they come into the pharmacy, they're reminded of, oh, I'm sick, or this person's sick, and they need this, or ultimately, like, sad to say, but like they are gonna die if they don't take this medicine.
Right.
So it's like I get it that you're upset, like, so just understanding that and understanding that they need their medicine, and I understand why you're upset because, like, I don't need it. So yeah, I don't need it, but they need it. So it's just like treating them with love and knowing that, like, and just being thankful. So
Right, that's really good.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Josh.
Yep.
You got one for us,
Kayla?
Kayla?
Probably should have went first. Follow that.
No, it'll be just as good.
Okay, so probably just like make godly friends and surround yourself with positive people, because those are the people who are gonna help you grow the most. You don't want to surround yourself with people who are just negative and like aren't gonna be a good influence on you. Because I've been at a small school my entire life, and like, it's a small Christian school, and yeah, there are like Christians at the school, but there are also like non-Christians there. And so like, you can still like be friends with them, but you don't want to spend all your time with them and like base your decisions off of them and have them like negatively influence you. You want to surround yourself with the positive friends who are going to help you grow in Christ and who are just going to like be there for you all the time.
That is so good.
Which is
so important too.
It's interesting. We talked a lot about that yesterday, even like being able to surround yourself with a positive environment and using that to grow yourself.
That's
So
good.
yeah,
sure.
that's good.
All right, so the second question is, what is your main goal for 2021 spiritually? Like, what do you want to do? What do you want to work on? How do you want to be a better person?
Do you want to start, Kayla, or do you want me to start?
Go again.
Okay. Well, so with me, it's just leaning into Christ more, because especially now that I'm in college, because even though I do go to a Christian university, I just want to like consult God in every like situation, because I go to a Christian university, but it's still college, and mom's not there to like take you to church. Mom's not there to say get up and read your Bible, because it's easy to get in like a routine, just busy.
Right.
And oftentimes like I'm like, is this the right major for me? Do I want to do this? Do I want to do this anymore? Like, this is tough, or I don't want to do this. Is this the right college? Blah, 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 anything. So it's just like, and then I just go through the day, I'm like, the Lord's not talking to me. But then I look back and I was like, I haven't even talked to him. I haven't asked him anything like that. And ultimately, he knows my thoughts and my desires and stuff like that. And so he could just tell me, but he still wants that relationship with us, you know?
Right.
So he wants us to talk to him. He wants us to ask him questions. So just this year, I just want to be able to lean into him more and ask him questions and just consult him and know his will for my life and like what he wants me to do, because I can get frustrated so easily. But that, like I said, I have to take a step back and just know that I need to ask God and listen, because even though it's busy, you want to be able to listen to what the Lord has to say, because it's the most important thing. So
right, that is so good.
Kayla? I probably just want to come a lot closer with him, and there was just this one time where I was a lot more close with him, like, because you have these like ruts or whatever where you
like mountains,
and then it like gets up. And so there was a time where I was a lot closer and I was a lot more like joyful and stuff. And remember at Chrysalis, that was really fun, and that was one time where I was like way up high, and then it kind of just goes up and down.
Exactly.
So I want to become back at that high and become a lot closer and not worry so much about like the future, because I don't know what's gonna happen, like Jeremiah 29:11, because like I don't, like, God knows his plans for me and he knows what's gonna happen, he knows my life, but I don't know anything, and that kind of like worries me and like, freaks me out. So I just want to like sit back and like trust that God knows, and then me just like trust him and him take the lead.
Yes,
that's good.
That was really good.
Really good, Kayla. Yeah, Maylee was talking about that yesterday. She was talking about how actually, Maylee, you can talk about. I know I'm saying that when you're right here.
So, my like word for 2021 is surrender, and being able to like surrender everything that like happens that I go through to Jesus. And so that like plays really well into it, is like being able to take like Sarah passing away or the things that have really hurt me this year and turning those into an opportunity to grow closer to God instead of using them as an excuse to be farther away from him. So
yeah, and Kayla, really I like what you said about like just being on those mountaintop experiences where you feel like you're so close to God, you're on fire for him, and then it's so hard to like go to the next day and you're just like not in that anymore. So I totally get what you're saying with that. It's just like it's so hard to constantly be at that high for Jesus.
And it's hard to know that you're there and then like you're at like a lower point
and you don't know how you can fix it.
You want to be back there, but it's like hard to get back.
Right. I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah. And that goes back to like what Kayla and Mayla were saying, just about joy. Like, and that goes back to the start of you guys starting this whole thing, just being joyful, because I know, like, I didn't know Sarah at all, you know, but the way that she's impacting like my life still through you guys and stuff like that is just crazy, because like 2020, like it was an insane year, like absolutely crazy. And just going back to just being joyful in every circumstance, because I know all of us have heard like happiness is something that fluctuates, but being joyful is something that we get from Christ, and like in any circumstance. So just like even with a friend passing or college, or like what Kayla was talking about, just being on that high and low, like still being joyful and just knowing that like God is there for us no matter what. So like you can still go to him. So
that was so good. That was so good. That was so good. Josh, I wanted to ask you this just because you're in that college thing, and like it's actually kind of funny because like Mayla's a year younger than you, I'm a year younger than her, Kayla's a year younger than me. So like what do you have to say to us and just like the upperclassmen in high school as far as like picking a college, like how to stay close to Jesus in college, staying close with friends, just like what overall advice do you have for people that are going to college soon?
I would say just like asking God, because like just consulting God, because college, it's a big step, and like because you're basically going to college to see what you want to do with the rest of your life. So it's like, and obviously you have different passions for everything, and God can use you in any field you can go into, but just, and like even when it comes to like which college you go to, you know, like I've gone to a Christian high school my whole life, then I went to a Christian college, so I've never been in that public school setting, which you guys both go to public school, correct? Yeah. So I've never been in that setting, but I've been in like different situations. Like I played AAU basketball, which that was just like non-believers. Yeah. So like just like knowing what you believe, and you can still, regardless if you go to a Christian college or public college, because Kayla said the same thing, goes to a Christian school, but not everybody there's a Christian. You can still go to a Christian college with non-Christians, public college, but you can still have fun with friends while making the right decisions. You know, like you don't have to conform to the world to have fun, because I know you guys have a blast, and you guys both have a blast in life.
Yeah.
And you're following the rules, you're living for the Lord. So it's just like, just consult the Lord, and like just encompassing everything that Kayla said too, like with surrounding yourself with friends that'll lift you up and build you closer to the Lord.
Right.
Just regardless Christian college or not, because I know there are Christians at public colleges, so like you can find those friends there too. So
yeah,
that's what I'd say.
Yeah, and Kayla, I know you have such a busy schedule. Like every time I talk to you, you just have so much going on. So I want to ask, like, how you find comfort in balancing school and friends and sports. Like, how do you like keep your head in your like on your shoulders like that? I don't know how you do it. Like, you're just so busy.
Yeah, that's really hard. It's just like sometimes I just get really stressed and overwhelmed, and like then I probably just cry. But like that helps me really.
Right. You gotta have a good cry sometimes.
Yeah.
That helps me, and I'm just like, I usually look at it, I just need to get past wherever the day is. I'm like, okay, just get past this day, and then whatever the next, like, however, if this day has like a ton of assignments or like a game or practice, or I'm like, all right, just get past this day and you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's good.
So it's
baby
hard.
steps,
yeah,
one day at a time. That's so good. Well, that was so good. I'm gonna have to, I said this with Miss Kim too, I'm gonna have to like rewatch this, like get everything out of it, because there was so much goodness in that. But I just appreciate you guys coming and talking to us. I know that it's gonna be so relatable to people watching, just being a college student, a high school student, and then we even have Miss Kim, who's an adult. So it's fun to have those different levels of age. So thank you so much for coming. We appreciate it. Wait.
Okay, can I ask you two a question?
Yeah.
You go to East, right, Maylee?
I go to Hauser.
Okay, Hauser. Okay. So it's still public school, but so like I've been at a tiny private Christian school my whole life. So like, how would you go? Like, have you been there since freshman year?
Yeah.
And you freshman year too?
Yeah.
Okay, so how would you go at being new and then like not knowing anyone and like making your godly Christian friends?
Oh, Maylee, do you want to answer?
Yeah, sure, I can. So for me, it's like it took me a long time to get to the point I am with my friendships. Like all the way up until last year, I go to youth group and like I have my youth group friends. But to be able to find that person at school that was like a reliable Christian friend took me for like all like 3 years of high school. Really until I met Sarah, I didn't have that. And even then, like, Sarah was going through treatment and wasn't at school to hold me accountable for those things. But I think it's just a matter of like finding the people that you can relate to on like a non-spiritual level, who are like good people, and then taking from that group and finding somebody who also connects with you on a spiritual level. So like, even though Sammy and I don't go to school together, like I can count on Sammy to be like, hey, make sure that you're doing X, Y, and Z in the middle of all of this. And I have friends at school who are like, hey, like, I don't know what your problem is, but you could have it worse, so you should probably like face that head on and fix that. And so it's hard because like I'm at a small school too, so I don't really have like a big pool of people to pick from. But just being able to look at that and find people who are good people, and then find people who are good people and also love Jesus.
Yeah, and like sort of, it's kind of different because I've had my friends since middle school. Okay. And I don't even really remember how we became friends, but I honestly just think it was like the pull of Jesus, like we all love Jesus, and so I just feel like that similarity just sort of pulled us together. And so it honestly is a God thing that we're friends in the first place, but I just think that since you're following God, God will put people in your life. And like, for instance, if you come to East, I'll be there, you know? Like, you just gotta like put yourself in situations where you know that other people love Jesus. So that might be in sports. Like, you'll have no problem finding people that love Jesus on the sports teams, or coming to, I mean, there aren't that many Christian clubs at East, but coming to Dunkin' Divas like you do, just stuff like that. I think you're really good at putting yourself in those situations where you know other people love Jesus. So, yeah, for sure. All right, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up. We so appreciate you watching. Peace out.
Bye, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening today. We really hope that you were inspired and enjoyed it. If you want to have more updates, see some behind the scenes stuff, you can follow us on Instagram at HeyFriend01.
Yes, so we love Jesus, we love Sarah, and we love you guys. Bye. Friends!